89.3 and 88.5 Yes FM. Also broadcasting on the internet at yeshome.com and on your smartphone through TuneIn Radio and Wonder Radio.
And on the phone, we have Jacob. And Jacob used to be with the group Soldiers and also part of the Washington Projects and some solo stuff for himself as well. Good afternoon, Jacob. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm doing good.
Good. Well, where are you calling us from?
I am from America's finest city, San Diego.
Well, from what I've heard about it, can't argue with that. It sounds like it's an incredible city.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So that's where you call home?
Yeah, that's where I call home, yep.
All right. Well, hey, one of the reasons why we wanted to get you on the air, just a couple weeks ago, you had a real awesome post on Facebook, and that it really fits in with our rebellion theme that we do here in the afternoons at ESFM, where we encourage students to not follow the crowd, but follow Jesus Christ, and not let the culture influence them, but influence the culture. And you kind of summed up your post as saying, this is what the Christian life is all about. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, to me, at the end of the day, we are all the same. The thing that I think really the Christian walk that really, brings us aside from just the rest of the world, people who have no relationship with Christ, is that we have this mercy and grace of God that has, delivered us, in a sense, from walking this lifestyle. So we have that keeps us, in that spirit with Christ. And I think that's something that for us, we should be spreading like an illness to the world. It's something that people always want to first and foremost judge, and a lot of Christians as well. I think I always say, like, a lot of Christians are bad advertisers for Christ, because we tend to always point fingers, since we are very aware of what the Word says is sin and isn't sin. We tend to point fingers a lot quicker and easier than someone who maybe doesn't read the Word of God or doesn't believe that way. And so I always try to tell people to be careful with that, and because the Bible is very clear about taking a plank out of your own eye before you talk about the speck in your brother's eye. And so for me, it's all about love, man. Mark 12:30-31. That's kind of my motto, and I believe that is the Christian walk should be based around that, and that is love. Yeah,
love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
Yes, but on the flip side of love, there's the hate that we can expect that comes our way just for speaking God's word, like you said.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, and in the post I kind of was mentioning just kind of something that came to mind, about people just being surprised. Like, a lot of times we as Christians, we act like very surprised, especially in this kind of social world that we're in now, where everything is kind of digitized, and people post things and say things, and then it just becomes more of an argument scenario.
Yeah.
A lot of times Christians are very surprised that people don't agree with what the Bible says. I think it's really funny to me that you can you can know what the Word says, and it tells you clearly that they will hate you for His name. They will hate you for what Christ stands for. Just that's bottom line. So you don't have to reword things. You don't have to make things sound different or better, or try to make them sound more appealing to the mass audience. I mean, the Word says what it says, and you either accept that you're going to, that believing in that, and that striving to walk like Christ is going to come with that same hate that put Him on the cross, or you don't. There's no middle ground, that's going to make the whole world a better place. It's a very, a very thin line, I guess you can say.
Yeah. And certainly, too, keep in mind, when that hate comes your way, don't take it personal, and remember that, hey, they hated Jesus first.
Right, exactly. I mean, the very people that hated Him, He laid His life down for, and that's our example of who we should be and how we should be to our neighbors and our enemies,
Yes. Well, hey, let's go back to the very beginning when Jacob came on the music scene. You were with a band called Soldiers. Tell us about that experience.
Oh man, that was an awesome experience. It's something I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. We had a great time. It was a family group, me, my brother, and my sister, and we really were thrown into it with no expectations, no ideas of how the music industry worked, the gospel Christian side versus the mainstream. We knew nothing. We just wanted to make some music and have fun, and we did that, and it ended up being that we were raised a certain way and experienced Christ in our life firsthand. So we ended up just writing about what we experienced and what our life was about and who we were, and that ended up, I guess, being categorized as Christian music. And so that kind of was our first introduction. We went out to Germany and recorded like a 17-song album in like 2 weeks, and we were just having fun, putting some stuff together, and with a kid that we met through our pastor. He was a exchange student from Germany, and when we came back, my dad took it over to ASCAP, and we didn't know the process. We're like, I guess we're supposed to get it published or whatever. So we went through that process, and in that somebody heard it there that really loved it and took it over to Jimmy Levine at Interscope, and that was our first record deal offer that we didn't end up taking, but it was our first offer, and so it kind of changed our whole I guess path in life. Me and my brother were playing basketball, getting ready to go to college, and my sister was dancing, and she was into tap and jazz and ballet and stuff, and so it just kind of altered everything for us, and God just took us on this journey, and it was awesome.
Cool. Well, what's been going on with your siblings? Are they still around with you?
Yeah, definitely. Me and my sister, we're still working on music. Actually, Washington Projects is the group name, and we released a couple independent records after we left the label in 2007, and then we're signed with Save the City Records out of Seattle, and we are working on a new album at the moment. And cool. My brother is still around doing his thing. He's not in the music industry or music scene anymore. He's more in like the technical field or whatever you want to call it. He's working with some inventions and things that he loves. He's a little brainiac. So
we're talking with Jacob, and we just posted the Facebook post that he did about a couple weeks in March on the Yes FM Rebellion page on Facebook, so you can check that out and read that over. Real cool quote. And we'll talk more with Jacob in a little bit. But hey, can we check out a song from you?
Yeah. Definitely, man.
All right. Well, we're going to go back a little in time to, I think it would be your first solo CD, Pocketless Souls. Is that your first solo?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay. A song that we played quite a bit and did pretty good. It's called Far Away. What's that song about?
Oh, man, it's a real honest look into how I feel a lot of times, and I'm sure I know a lot of people that are believers feel the same way. A lot of times you get bogged down with all the things, because once you become saved, you start to open your eyes. It's kind of I kind of compare it to the the Matrix type of thing. You open your eyes to what's really going on around you in the world, and it can get really heavy on your heart at times. And for me, sometimes that makes me feel very far away from God. And even when I'm not walking astray or doing something wrong, it just the whole aspect of negativity and things that are going on in the world make you feel far away. So it's kind of like a plea to, continually want that closeness to God.
All right. Well, here is Far Away by Jacob. We'll talk more with Jacob in just a little bit on Yes FM.
We have Jacob on the phone line. That's from the CD called Pocketless Souls. And Jacob, we understand that you have a new book coming out by the same name.
Yes, I'm working on one now. It's my first book, so I don't know the process. I'm just learning it as I go, and it's an experience. But yeah, it's definitely going to be something different, and I hope that it really encompasses the idea of just that phrase "Pocketless Souls" and what I'm trying to say and get across with that. So,
in high school, were you like really good at English, or is this like really out of the unexpectancy of you? I could never imagine you'd be writing a book.
No, yeah, I definitely wasn't the best at English. I wasn't, into writing other than just music, and so yeah, it is something left field for me. I'm definitely, calling on the friends and different authors and people that I've met over the time to help me and to kind of help me go through that process, so I can do it right the first time around,
So what's Pocketless Souls? What are you going to talk about in the book?
Okay, so well, I mean, basically it's kind of the same concept of what the album was about, and what I'm doing is it's going to have another free album that will be available for download, and they're kind of like mixtapes, they're not stuff that's for sale, it's just free material for people to download when they do purchase the book. That second Pocketless Souls 2 will be available for download, and the concept of the book is really simple. I mean, we tend to focus every day. We wake up, we go through the grind. We tend to focus on, even as Christians, a lot of the things that I don't want to say don't matter, because they do, but a lot of the things that don't matter as much as what we are put here to do and what our whole purpose is to do, and that's to be a light and a salt to the world, and basically to shine light in this dark place, because people are only here for a limited temporary amount of time. So it's really like an outlook that I'm wanting people to realize, especially with hip hop music right now, you have it being crammed down people's throats that money is the key, get rich. Everybody's just focused on this very materialistic mindset, especially in our youth today. So to me, one of the biggest things and I've been affected by it in my own life, so I know how much of a hold that can have on your life, and how much, when Jesus told the rich man to give away all he had and follow him, how hard that really is for some people, just in a general sense. Not that it's literally, giving away everything you have, but it is a very hard thing to even think about,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, well, when will Pocketless Souls be available in book form?
That is a good question. I was going to ask you the same thing. I am not sure. I don't want to put a date on it yet. I'm hoping, I will say by the end of the year, I definitely want it to be available. So I'm hoping I can speed the process along. I would say I'm probably about 70% in.
Okay.
And it's going to be a very simple thing where, you read it, get some inspiration, and write out your thoughts, maybe a little kind of journal type of thing, and that's pretty much it. It's not going to be some in-depth, crazy book, because I got no time. It's crazy.
We were talking with Jacob, and again, we reposted his post from Facebook a few months ago, or a couple of weeks ago, that really we felt was real cool and fits in with our Rebellion theme here on the Afternoon Rebellion. You can find that on the Yes FM Rebellion Facebook page, and we posted it last week as well on the regular Yes FM Facebook page. But you just within the last year had a series of EPs that you sent out, and then ended with a Utopian Mixes CD. Why don't you tell us about all those EPs that you released?
Yeah, so I basically had a lot of material together, and it was probably 30-something songs that I had written for a solo project. I had no idea how I was going to release it, if I was going to go through a label or just straight independent. I didn't know what the concept really was. It was just a lot of material, and I ended up meeting about a little over a year ago. I ended up meeting Derek Hoyne, who's the CEO of Save the City Records out of Seattle, through kind of just a weird chance encounter, and we started working together, and we very quickly became just brothers. He's just an incredible man of God, and brother to me in my life, and I kind of showed him a lot of material, sent the stuff over, and we started to discuss, and with the marketing guy at the label, whose name is Keith Stansel, he was like, man, maybe we should do some kind of EP project where all this can gel together and make sense, versus just throwing a double album out there or something with a bunch of songs. And so it really, after he said that, it sparked my mind to really look at all the songs and try and piece them apart and see what made sense. And honestly, as I started piecing them apart, it was like, 7 songs here, 7 songs here, 7 songs here that really fit for faith, hope, and love. And so I was like, this is the best concept. I mean, God really put it together, and without me really thinking about it, and so that was that. We put those out throughout the year, and the Utopian Mixes is kind of just like a very, I guess, classical, and I don't know, very ethereal, like take on some of the songs. It's kind of remixed.
All right, cool. Well, where can people go to find out more about Jacob and hear some of your music and just kind of check out what you have to offer?
Yeah, they can go to jacob.com, and it's spelled JEKOB.com.
So without the apostrophe in the website.
Yeah, without the apostrophe. I don't think the web world doesn't let you put those apostrophes in there. So jacob.com, and then iTunes, you could just search Jacob, JEKOB, or JE''KOB, and it'll come up, and those are the best places.
All right, and you're on Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, all of that is /I am Jacob.
Okay.
JEKOB. Yeah.
Well, Jacob, has been great talking with you, and
man.
Look forward to hearing new stuff from the Washington Project. So when do you have a release date or potential release date for that project?
No, we don't. We're working with World Concern right now to do a awesome little campaign with our previous record, and we're probably going to put that throughout the end of the year. So I would say into the new year, probably first or second quarter in 2014, we're shooting for having a new project for Washington Projects.
Okay, but we still have fresh new music from Jacob, not too old. Your Faith, Hope, and Love EPs, as well as the Faith, Hope, Love Utopian Mixes CD. Lots of great stuff to check out from Jacob, and we're going to check out a song from you right now as we say goodbye. Your song, Love Is All. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, man, that song is, to me, it's the definition of the Christian walk. It's who we're supposed to be. It's based on, like I said a little earlier, Mark 12:30-31. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. There's no commandment greater than these. That to me, says everything about who we're supposed to be out in the world. And that's what the song is based on.
All right. Well, Jacob, again, thanks for talking with us this afternoon. Enjoy San Diego.
I will. Thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure talking with you, and let's keep in touch.
All right, definitely, man. God bless you guys.
Yes, FM.